Hello my friends, my name's Darren from RC Scale Models, and today I have another kit to take a check out review. This is from Dora Wings, P-43 Lancer. It's a pretty good aircraft. The only 1/48 scale previous to this was from Accurate Scale Miniatures. The kit was okay, but now we have a much better version hopefully from Dora Wings. I think it's an underappreciated aircraft. Don't really have much subject about it, but hopefully this is pretty cool. There's a couple of schemes in this kit. The information for this kit here we see is brand new tool for 2020, so it's this year, brand new tooling. Anything after that is going to be extras and add-ons and stuff. And I do know they are releasing the Lancer again, but in the Australian markings, which have advertisement on the box here, which is reconnaissance version, so I will be getting that one. So let's take a look what we get in the box. Like I say, it's the advertisement on the side. The kit number for this one is DW48029. Same information. Quite a small box. There's one of the other schemes. You can do it in the olive drab and grey, or you can do it in the natural metal finish, which is on the box art. We're greeted with your work manual, the decals, a little bit of photo etch and canopy masks. Everything stuffed into one bag. So here's the work manual. It's a nice booklet. Same box art on the front. Your first page, everything is in the kit, all your sprue map, like I say, masks and photo etch, decals, clear sprues. You start with the cockpit, instrument panel, photo etch parts, requires to be painted in black and stuff. There is a decal to go to behind this, and then we have the two sides walls of the cockpit, dials, levers and stuff for several parts of the aircraft. We have the cockpit floor, which is this section, and the back firewall and the seat. Your photo etch seat belts going in, and then you're sandwiching two sides to the floor. This segment here down the bottom is the engine firewall framing for the engine to mount. It's the engine mount for the engine to sit into, which also houses the two machine guns, which are these two pieces here. This piece here at the back, number 9, is, I'm not sure, but it's two pieces, but it requires colour G, and your colours required for the kit as well is the Hobby, Tamir, Life Colour and whatever. So G was chromate yellow, so it's an internal part of some sort. We have the turbocharger or supercharger part, and then the supercharger tube or exhaust system piece. This goes at the bottom of the aircraft. You've got your two-piece wheels. Landing gear segment is done in silver. The piston is chrome. The inside of the wheel well and wheel bay is chromate yellow. We have a nice engine detail. We have two engine segments coming together, and the little tubes as well going on the engine. Not actually sure what they are. And then you have these. And then we have this piece on the engine as well. I'm not sure what that is neither. Is it the rods? You have the front of the engine, which gets done in aircraft grey colour. Attaching engine and around the cowling. Front engine cowling. If you're doing the front version, the silver one, this one here, if you are going to do that, I recommend you to leave that front cowling on, because obviously the front half is white. So if you paint this piece separately, paint it red, and when you come to glue it to the aircraft, it should give you a perfect line, save having to mask it up. That's how I did mine on the what aircraft is it? The Tiger Cat. I did that with the front nose, because the front nose was red, so what I did is painted it and then glue it on, so it saves having to mask it. Propeller system going together, and then all that work you've done to sandwich it up. So that piece, that triangle piece I was on about, this piece here, is the wheel well for the back tail. So number 9 is that little piece there. Sandwiching the wings together and your wheel well segments. Remember, inside the wheel well is chromate yellow. Sandwiching the wings and fuselage half together. Cockpit canopy going in. It can only be in closed position, I believe. Yeah, I think it's only in closed position. Rudders, stabilizers, ailerons, all that kind of good thing going in. The front nose going on. There's that supercharger piece going in. Propeller system going in. Landing gear going in last, which would be a nice touch to do. Tail dragger as well, aircraft, that can go in last as well, so nice way of doing things. Your first scheme, the natural metal or silver with the red nose, with number 7 decal, which is the chieftain, army chief. It reminds me of that symbol reminds me of the flight yeah, I'll say the symbol reminds me of the Flying Legends symbol, which is there, the chieftain. It reminds me of that. Second version, olive drab, 1942. So this is olive drab top with a grey bottom, natural grey or neutral grey, with the yellow nose. This one here, 1942, again olive drab grey. It's a bit boring. This one's olive drab grey. The symbol's a little bit more up to date, but 1943. This one has the white front nose, and back onto the colours. Here's your decal sheet. I'm not sure who they get to print their decals. Printed in Ukraine though, says at the top there. But they seem okay. They're on the flat side. Carrier film's really close to the decal, so everything seems in register and okay. If you are doing the silver version, you've got this to go on the back tail, which is US Army. So hopefully they should be alright. Microsol and microset should sort them out nicely. This one here we have laser cut masks. I'm not sure who they do that, get them to do them, might do them themselves, so should be no problem. Basic photo etch brass, so it's going to require, the seat belts are going to require painting and stuff, and so is the instrument panel black. I think this is part of the round the cowling system. So here's the kit itself, comes in one giant bag. And the clear parts stuffed into this bag as well. So here's your clear parts, they seem okay. So we'll start with this section. Is the lower wing section. It's got a lot of tabs attaching it to the wing. They do theirs the same way as Ming does theirs now, and who else is it? Some other companies, they do theirs, instead of having it right on the leading edge, they have it on the inside surface, so it's a little bit easier to clean up. But however, doing that, you're gonna have to make sure the leading edge or inside leading edge is going to be flush, because otherwise it's going to create a gap. So you're gonna have to make sure you've got this absolutely perfectly flat. There's the detail for the outside. Panel lines are okay, but there's no rivets. Got the odd rivet here and there, but it's a bit similar to a Airfix kit where it's just panel lines and not much surface detail, but it's good enough. The plastic is, I wouldn't call soft, but it's flexible. Yeah, it's quite flexy plastic as well, so maybe you have to be careful when sanding and what type of glue you might need to use, because it might be a little bit hot. This section here is the fuselage half of the aircraft. Again, the details just as good with the panel lines. Unfortunately, there's no rivets. You'd have to do that yourself. I still haven't got the skills to temp that on an aircraft yet. I'm still practicing. So at the moment I still build it and just paint it as it is. Here's part of the firewall system. Again, not much detail on there. Here's your back instrument panel. There's one you can dry brush if you don't like using the photo etch and stuff. So here's small detail parts. Landing gear segments. Here's one of your landing gears. Inside cockpit parts. This is the other side. Here's your wheels. Again, two-piece wheels, so you have to take care of the seam line. Part of the engine. There's the nose, the engine, propeller system. Here's your propeller system. Again, there's no burring, no flash, what I can see. Nicely moulded. You do have a little bit of sink mark in the propeller though, so you may have to take care of that. This side's fine. We have a little bit of sinkage in the propeller, which is a shame. More detail parts. The tail dragger. There's the framing for the engine mount to sit to. This sprue contains, there is a little bit of flash on this sprue. It's the first piece of flash I've seen. Take care of that with the knife. Simple, all nice, all cleaned up, just a little bit of sanding, but there again, the flaps are done. Details pretty good for mimicking texture for fabric and stuff, whatever, so that's okay. Here's your ending detail. Pretty good for plastic, so it's two halves of the cylinders, and these are the, I won't call them rods, but it's the I don't know, it's the tube, is it tubing and stuff for the engine? I'm not sure. Not sure on the radial engine. There's the centerpiece, nicely detailed. There's the back part of it. So we have this sprue here, cockpit floor, wheel well segments. There's your front nose, supercharger half. There's the segment for the supercharger to go together. Inside wheel well is nicely detailed, but there isn't much piping or wiring, so I might have to look at my references if I have any, and then probably detail it up a little bit more, but that's pretty good for what it is. The other half of the supercharger tube. Your cockpit seat, very basic. And then the flaps, door flaps. There's part of the machine gun, but it doesn't actually give you the machine gun tubes, but it just gives you the is it the breech part of the machine gun. Upper wing surfaces, again, leading edge, you're going to have to be careful of cleaning all this up so two halves meet properly. But again, the detail is nicely done, panel lines, but no rivet detail whatsoever. So like I mentioned before, if you have the skills, go ahead and do it. And then these are the ailerons. The ailerons are right on the leading edge here instead of down here. It's strange way of them doing it. These are slightly moulded as one piece though. So there you are, my friends. A brand new kit for 2020, 1/48 scale P-43 Lancer from Dora Wings. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.